It says we are live.
All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Jeremy Dysock. I am a senior Credilife FICO certified credit coach with Credit TV here, Facebook Live, with the free credit repair advice group. And I've got here with me Jared. You want to introduce?
Hello, everyone.
All right, we're going to give this room a second here to populate. Jared, do you want to tell them who you are?
Yes, I was just on Saturday evening. You guys have probably seen me in the group a lot. I'm the CEO of Credilife, co-founder of the actual programs themselves, the credit improvement program, student loan assist, the budgeting. We're a financial wellness company, so we're here to help people not only improve and repair their credit, but also truly be a real fix to their financial situation, help them hit their specific goals. So that's who I am, and I have the privilege to work alongside Jeremy. We've actually worked together for many years. He's an executive of the company as well, and as you guys know, the administrator of Free Credit Repair Advice.
Yep. Founded this bad boy about a year ago now it is.
Yep.
So far, so good. We're a year in. We're 30, what are we up to now? 32,000 plus members?
Yep.
All right.
Looks like we got some people, I can't tell, because, for everyone watching, there is a 15-second delay for Jeremy and I from what you guys see. So I'm monitoring I'm helping moderate right now the chats, but there's a 15-second delay. So if we don't hit your questions right away or see them right away, that's because there's a delay, just so you guys know.
All right. It looks like we have got, Jared, it looks like we didn't do a header for this one. It just says that we're live now.
Yeah, we can do the header after.
Oh, that's cool. All right, so for those of you just joining in here, again, this is Facebook Live. We do this every Wednesday night, with the exception of a few major holidays, but we do this every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. This is brought to you by Credilife, a financial wellness company. This is brought to you by Credit TV. Follow us on YouTube. Credit TV, CREDI-TV. If you're looking for us, just open up the Google machine, type in CREDI-TV. Give us a like, give us a follow. You can find all of our Facebook Live videos updated there. They're all available for you to watch. You can also follow the Credit TV group on Facebook. And obviously, you're here because of the free credit repair advice group that you are wise enough to become a member of. So we're going to let the group fill up a little bit here. Jared, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be talking about this evening?
All right, so this is a follow-up part 2 to the Introduction to Budgeting, or Budgeting 101 series that I'm doing here. On Saturday evening, I came in just because we're having some technical difficulties with our new software that we're using, actually. This is the new software that allows us to do lives, but also do a webinar function, and we are having champagne tonight for New Year's. New Year's resolution. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, tonight's part 2, and what we're going to be going through here in a little bit after we do New Year's resolution stuff and kind of get some motivational type things. A big part of people's New Year's resolutions is to get their finances in order. So tonight is part 2, and what we're going to be doing, showcasing money mastery that I talked about last Saturday. And very, very inexpensive, $4.95 a month application. It's very simple.
It's cheap.
I'm going to show you guys how to, based on the budgeting worksheet that I provided, that's also in the file section in the group, how to now put that budget into the Money Mastery app. And then we're going to start touching base on expense categories for the budget and how to stick with your budget. And also strategic debt reduction of any credit cards. That is a huge one, especially knowing that we just got done with Christmas.
Yeah, we did.
I'm pretty sure some people overspent on their credit cards. They're no longer at the 1 to 3% utilization ratios. And so we need to talk about strategic debt reduction and what different types there are and the benefits. And we're going to get into all that tonight. So it's really exciting. And remember, when we're done with this live, guys, make sure in the group you can click on the file section for the budgeting worksheet, but also there's a video section. All of our Facebook Lives are in there recorded for your viewing, so you can go back to these series and watch them again. What are we doing here?
Do we care about the lights?
I do.
How about the ceiling tiles? Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Going?
Whoa!
Oh, I heard that from over here.
L'chaim. All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
As my Christian friends say.
If let me see if I can hop over here. I want to see if we can get into our moderator chat too. Want to make sure all of our wonderful mods. We have the best moderators, guys.
We really do.
Seriously, we are so lucky.
Not just looks.
The members here at Credilife are so lucky to have our moderators. They care for every one of you so much. They literally work this like a full-time job voluntarily. That just shows you how much they care for what we're doing and the information being provided to you guys. So
Rick,
shout out to our mods.
Rick, are you here? I don't hear Rick. All right. So tonight we're going to be talking about budget, right?
Yep.
New Year's resolutions, how to undo some of what we may have done for Christmas. And
oh, that one's mine.
That was yours.
Oh,
how much do you like the lights?
I like them as long as they work. I'd like to not to have to replace them.
Okay, well, all right. Yeah, this was yours, brother.
Are you bringing it over?
Very
nice. I think Jeremy's coming. Oh, I just saw him.
And the champagne is Corbel.
Oh, there we go.
The champagne. This is you get this bottle.
Just so you guys know, we're so excited. We each have a full bottle.
We are. It's
not that we're going to drink the entire bottle. It's just it was easier in two different rooms. So I'm going to fill this bad boy up.
Hey, Rick, you here? You want some champagne?
Perfect. All right. I haven't seen anyone. I don't know if we're having a delay. Maybe Rick can hop on just to make sure everything is working properly. Do you think he'll do that?
Yep, I see us on there. We've got 12 people viewing right now.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Do you have any questions? And just, I know Gina noticed me taking the lights out.
Yep.
So I know we are live. We are on the air.
There we go. Cool. This is awesome. Should we cheers it? Should we? How do we cheers?
A toast to financial wellness.
To financial wellness.
2018.
Yep.
And FICO scores in excess of 700.
There we go.
L'chaim. Oh, that's good.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
I don't really like champagne. I'm not a champagne person, but this is good.
Yeah, well, it's Corbel. It's not high end. It's not garbage.
Yeah, no, this is great. Awesome. All right, should I just kind of run with it, share my screen?
Yeah, you run with it. I'll just drink.
All right, no, it sounds good. So I am going to share my screen here. Very good. Perfect. Okay. I'm just going to wait for the delay just to make sure you guys can see this okay. Awesome. Very nice. Okay, cool. So, guys, here is Money Mastery. So if you go back to my previous video, Budgeting 101 Part 1, which is once again in the video section in the group, in there in the conversation or the comments are links. One of them is the link to Money Mastery. The reason why I prefer Money Mastery, there's a few reasons. One, it allows us to, you can have multiple plans in here. I'm not clicking the plans only because I have a lot of my clients' plans in here, so I don't necessarily want to have their information out there. But you can have multiple different plans for yourself. In my case, I'm a Money Mastery coach, so I can do a ton of different plans for people as well, like initial plans when I'm working with them, kind of get an idea of what their situation is and how I can help them. But under spending, so this is what we first want to do. So under spending, this allows us to start working the budget and developing our budget. So what we went over last week of actually taking a look at your previous bank statements, bare minimum, the 3 most recent bank statements, 90 days worth. Ideally, even 6 to 12 months is even better to get really specific, but at least bare minimum 90 days or most recent 3 months. And what we're doing is we're now getting a sense of where our money's going. And like I talked about before, this is the time where people start realizing that they are overspending. You know, I can't tell you, I would say at least 95% of everyone I talk to about budgeting actually go through their expenses. About 95% of them overspend. And a lot of those overspending is on simple things. It could be Amazon Prime purchases. It could be iTunes purchases. It could be Starbucks, Caribou. It could be gas station purchases every day when you're getting your gas, once a week, but you go every single day to get energy drinks or breakfast sandwiches or candy bars or whatever. All I'm saying is that overspending happens, okay? And once you actually, that's the power of budgeting and initially the introduction to budgeting. Once you see that on paper and go, wow, I want to buy a home, right? My goal is to improve my credit. I want to buy a home. I want to buy that car low interest, whatever it is. Well, in order to achieve that, on top of improving and repairing your credit, you need to get down to the root issue, and the root issue is money management, okay? This is going to be the key for you guys to get a handle on that and get it on paper. So what we've done now, guys, just so you know, I'm going to go into edit income here, okay? So in edit income, we have, I did what we talked about last Saturday just to make it, more specific to the demographic of the group and to make it a little bit more simple just because it's a demonstration. I base this off of an annual income of $53,223, okay, gross, as an annual income. So that comes down to this much per month, $4,435.25. What I then did is I just based it off the new tax plan to keep it simple, knowing that was just recently passed. I didn't have enough time to do all the details of the new tax plan, but based on this income, they should have a 25% of that. Jeremy Dysek, you sound your sound gives feedback, Jeremy.
Is that better?
Maybe turn down your speakers. That's what I did on mine.
How's that sound, Tiff? We have to wait 15 seconds to find out.
Yeah, we'll wait 15 seconds just to make sure. Is that sounding better?
In case I start swearing.
She says better. Okay, good.
Thanks, Tiffany.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll keep it low. Sorry, guys. We're getting used to this new software that allows us to do these type of interactive webinars.
Excellent.
For the group. So I just did 25% income bracket for federal tax, just a general, I'm not a tax expert. I'm just putting in there. State, I based it off of Minnesota, 7.05% based on this type of gross annual income. So then we save that. Now, actually, let me go back to that. So in here, guys, if you have any additional taxes that are happening, FICA, Medicare, all that, what's nice is if you're a W-2 employee, all this information is on your pay stubs, okay? So basically what you're doing is taking your pay stubs and putting in the monthly amount of what it is. Now, as you guys can see here, there is the person. Here is Jared, myself. If you have a spouse, you'd put it here, and then the total. Current means what is your current monthly income and what is your current tax. Well, historical, what it is historical is going to be where you started. And if you ever come back, you should always be reevaluating your budget at least every 6 to 12 months. If you have any sort of change to income, you're going to want to track that change into current, but don't change your historical, because you can actually get really precise with this program later on to show where you were and where you're at now. And there's some cool reporting involved with that, so you can see the progress that you've made. So let's press save here.
So, Jared, quick question, Jared.
Yep.
What does somebody do if they're self-employed, if they don't have a pay stub?
Awesome. Okay, that's a great question. I touched base on that a little bit last week. That's a phenomenal question, though. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
You're just sitting there drinking your champagne. Ah, you're welcome. Hey, thank you very much.
Champagne.
Just so everyone knows, when Jeremy gets in the mood, he starts speaking Italian. Just so if that comes out, you guys know he's having a good time.
You know what I'm telling you? Now I'm loud?
What was that?
I said, you knew I was Italian when you met me. Now I'm loud.
Exactly. Guys, so what you do here, so if you have an income, right? So edit income. Here, you're going to put what your gross monthly income is. You are not going to fill out the tax information because currently, unless you're paying taxes quarterly, you'll keep this at 0. If you are, anything that's taken out of your pay stubs is where you're going to want to reduce that here. Then what you do is in your actual expense categories, where you guys can see here, expense categories, and there's a lot of different pre-existing expense categories created already due to this program, but you'd create another one that is specifically done as part of your budget for savings towards taxes. So what you do is you figure out based on previous taxes and where your income is now, you should have an idea of what type of potential amounts that are going to be due for taxes, and what you want to do is budget towards that monthly. Because the last thing you want to do is at the end of the year and you're going into tax season, you haven't saved any money. This is where people get in a lot of trouble that are paid 1099 and are a business owner. If you don't start putting the money away for taxes or don't pay in quarterly, you can be in a very, very bad spot and have a hefty bill due that you can't pay. That really can easily cause a lot of issues. So you're going to want to make sure you budget towards that. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and start showing you guys edit spending here. All right, so we're going to go through, and what we're going to do right now, because we're not doing historical 12 months, we're going to be doing current. So right now, for gas, we were doing $60 a week. So we're at $240 a month. No business, no charitable contributions, cleaning and laundry. The last one, we didn't have that. Clothing, this is something we didn't discuss last time in the general, the initial introduction to budgeting. But that is something that if you do see yourself purchasing clothing, I'd say at least every 6 months, you should be budgeting towards that monthly. So in this situation, let's go ahead and just put $15 a month in there, just something to at least have some money saved. Debt accelerator and debt escrow debt payment, we're going to leave that alone for now because I'll show you what that means later. And that's going to be when we go over the different types of getting out of debt strategies. Eating out. Okay, this is one where we have found how easy it is to overspend in this area, right? So, for instance, I was talking about even if it's $4.50 a day for a Starbucks, right? Mm-hmm. And you do that, let's say, 6 days a week. You're looking at $27 a week. You're looking at $108 a month. Now, let's say you end up ordering lunch every single day for work, or you're going out for work for lunches, whatever it is. You could easily times that by 2 bare minimum. You're already looking at $216 a month just going towards arbitrary expenses for eating out and stuff like that. So you want to be very careful. That is a very low estimate.
That's very low.
I've seen people spend far more than that easily in eating out. That doesn't even include going out to dinners. That's just daily expenses of just going to work and getting coffee and a sandwich.
I figured out mine when we had that financial planner in, a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Oh, that was great.
Thousands.
Yeah.
I spend thousands eating out every month.
You need this course, Jeremy.
I need it.
So
I am this course, Jeremy.
So, guys, here is another thing I brought up. Mm-hmm. Just like in diet and exercise, the people that usually succeed are the ones that make steady changes for the better. They slowly start cutting out things that are bad, like soda, energy drinks, sugary, treats, eating late at night, whatever it is. You want to do the same thing here with budgeting. You want this to be a lasting change. And in order for there to be a lasting change, you need to focus on changing your habits, your financial disciplines. So for eating out here, just to keep it simple, let's just put this at $150 a month for now. We're going to allocate per month towards eating out, okay? We got family activities, education, flex account, gifts, groceries. I believe we did $75 a week for groceries because this was a single person. So we're putting $300. We did have insurance. In this case, was covered in their. I'll just put it in here. We're going to put 111. It's pretty average for insurance right now when it's covered in the W-2 pay stub. Personal grooming, like going out and things like that, just depends. I think we put $20 a month here to save up. Just depends on how often you end up doing that. Pets, in this case, last week we didn't have any pets, but if you did, you want to put their specific expenses there. Rent, I believe we did. I had this written down. Yep, we had $1,100 per month for rent, and I was basing that off of here in Minnesota for a 2-bedroom apartment. Savings, we're going to talk about that later. I'm going to leave this alone. Savings is going to be part 3 in that. We're going to go over once we figured out a budget and debt reduction plan. Then we're going to implement short-term and long-term savings. Okay, so I'm going to go over that in detail next week, next Wednesday, part 3 of this. Utilities, I believe we were at 180. I believe last week, so I'm going to put that in there. Perfect. Okay. Now we're at $2,116. That leaves us with $897.76. But the one thing that we have not put in here, as you've noticed, were any loans. No loans, no credit cards. That goes into a separate section, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to press Save to save these specific expense categories. Because what this is, guys, all expense categories go into here specific towards what we're budgeting outside of debt reduction. So if we know we have fixed expenses like rent, utilities, there's certain things that we want to stay within, like eating out, clothing, whatever it is, that's what we're going to utilize this for. But when it comes to debts, this is where we go into and actually start creating our debt reduction strategies, okay? So I'm going to go here for create new debt, description, Capital One, credit card. We don't have to put a reason for debt there. We're going to put 21% interest. Right now, monthly payment. This is going to be the minimum monthly payment in what you're putting in there, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put $35 a month in here with a principal balance of $916. Okay? Automatically puts in here months remaining if you make the minimum payment and what you end up spending, including interest. So real debt here is $1,235.50 if you only make the minimum payment at 21% interest. All right, we're going to leave this alone for now. You'll notice this section that says, after this debt is paid off, apply the payments to, which is considered power down, okay? So we're going to leave this alone for now because I'm going to show you what that means later, all right? Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to add in Credit One. Credit, or we did say Credit One.
Jared, if you don't mind 1 second, just for people who are tuning in right now, what Jared Havens is going through is a budgeting program called Money Mastery. It's working out a budget, learning to spend within that budget. As we're talking about going into this new year and our New Year's resolutions for our credit, our New Year's resolutions for our debt, our champagne, all of the things that we have to spend money on in this new year. Money Mastery is a tool that professionally, us coaches here at Credilife, we recommend to our clients. And that's for those of you who are just tuning in. That's what Jared's going through. And as we get towards the end of this, going to be part 2 of 3. We know it's a little dry and mechanical, but we'll get to some questions and answers also for you. But Jared, I just wanted to kind of update for people who are just tuning in to our free credit repair advice, Credit TV live broadcast.
No, thank you. Thank you. Because I know you're monitoring on your side. I have it to the left of me, but it's I'm doing too much to see what's going on. How many people do we have doing right now? Is there a lot of questions? Or
we had Junior ask, how can I download that? I put up the moneymastery.com link. Samantha's checking back in. So we've got people active. I want to let you guys know we're going to have some interactive portions once we get through this as well. But it's really such a crucial thing to know how to fill in this budgeting, to put this in place for you. This Money Mastery, Jared, is showing you such a powerful tool.
Oh, exactly. And this is the reason why we're doing this as a three-part series, is there's a lot to it. And even in the three-part series, this is still more of just a budgeting 101 introduction. Mm-hmm. You can get very specific with your budget, but at least what we're going through here today, what we did last week, here today, and the next week, you can refer back to these videos because, like Jeremy said, it is a little dry. You know, it's not the most fun, and I'm teaching you guys how to use a software, so it's more like we're in class right now. But at least it's something that's beneficial, and at least I'm having champagne, so it's all good.
Dry champagne, dry topic, makes it a lot easier to work through.
I'm just going to keep this simple at 21% for all these, just because a lot of credit cards have high interest rates, and you know what you'd want to do, just to touch base on this, is that you'll want to go through and obtain your most recent billing statement for any credit cards or loans, okay? You want to make sure that anything that has an interest rate or term tied to it, you're going to want to put in here under debts and not under the expense categories, because it is separate. It'll bring it all in together in your budget, but this allows us to create a strategic debt reduction plan, okay? So for this one, I'm also going to put $35. This one has a little bit less, we'll go $8.96. Boom. We have automatically puts the months remaining and real debt in there for us. Now we're going to do another one here. Let's say this one is Finger Hut. This one's at 20. Oh, that's right. It's at 21. We'll keep it at 21. We'll keep it simple. This one's a little bit higher. You guys just had Christmas and you went shopping, and you're now sitting at a monthly payment of $117 per month with a principal balance of $14.96. Okay, perfect. You now pay this off. We'll press save. Okay. I'm going to put an auto loan in here. Okay, so we have Wells Fargo Dealer Services. You could put a reason in here too, like this one would be auto loan if you wanted to be that specific. Let's say this one, this is someone that's, going through some credit issues. So let's say they're sitting at 13.6% interest with a payment of $388 per month. Principal balance, let's just say, 24,630. Trying to keep it realistic to what the numbers would be. So we're looking at, check this out, guys. I love this right here. This is 13.6% interest. Now, guys, I just did this on the fly, so don't hold me to this, what the payment would be. But let's just say hypothetically this was correct information. 13.6% interest at making payments towards a principal balance of $24,630 with a payment of $388 per month. You can see here, it takes 112 months to pay that off. Still paying $43,758 towards that auto loan.
Probably, Jared.
Look at that. This right here, I'm telling you guys, this is where you get into the power of not only budgeting and getting out of debt faster, but more importantly, because I'm not expecting everyone to get out and pay off their auto loans. This isn't Dave Ramsey where you're financing yourself. This is realistic budgeting.
It's real life.
Here's what I want you guys to understand from this. This is why it is so important to improve on your credit profile so you can be approved for loans that have low interest, okay? Let's just say this interest rate was 4.0 and you're making $260. I mean, just at $262. We went from $48,000 to $29,590.
$20,000 cheaper.
That is insane. That right there gives you an idea, okay? So we'll save that. Perfect. All right, so in this situation, to keep it a little bit more simple, it at least shows you guys how easy it is to create a new debt and put the information in there. So then what we want to do is I'm going to take up what that total is. So right now we have a total of $574.99. So then what we do is we go into this platform here, and we are going to figure out the difference. Okay, that leaves us with $322.77 to utilize towards strategic debt reduction. Now, I understand for a lot of you right now that are watching this, keep in mind, I'm keeping this very simple for the time being, so it allows us to go through this. It takes a lot longer to go all through this process. But I want you guys to visually see how this program works and the power it has. I know a lot of you probably think, oh my goodness, $322 extra a month. I don't have that. Remember, the first step to this process is identifying where the money is going. We have to identify what areas we can cut back on, but more importantly, where are we overspending? Any savings in overspending and creating a realistic budget around what it was, that category that you were spending towards, will be used for strategic debt reduction. I can tell you right now, people easily spend $322 a month on overspending on things they don't need.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee it. So in this situation, we're going to say $322.77. So we'll just say $322 to keep it simple. So what we'll do is we'll go back in to edit spending plan, and we have debt accelerator. Boom. Putting that in there. We're going to save. We're going to go back into debts here. Now what we do is we're going to edit this. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a power down. 322. Okay. You could actually even power down to savings account, which we don't have that set up here. I'll talk about that tomorrow, next week. But 322. Hold on. Oh, I apologize here. I apologize, guys. It's I don't know what I was thinking there. The power down goes into a debt accelerator, goes in a different section. Right. What you want to do is we're going to take the minimum payment and we're going to power that down to the next one. So in this case, it's $35.
So explain to them what power down. Can you please explain to everybody what power down itself means? Just in real
power down. What we're doing here is when an account gets paid off, we're going to take what that monthly payment was, and we're now going to allocate that towards the next debt. Right. So in this case, we're powering it down to the next debt. You could actually choose. You can get very specific with this plan if you wanted to power down towards a certain savings account. So if you, let's say in this situation here, a perfect example, you decide, I just want to work on paying off my credit cards. I'm just going to continue to pay the minimum payment on my auto loan because I know that I'm working on my credit and I'm going to refinance this to a realistic or a lower interest rate.
Right.
But I'm just going to continue to make the minimum payments on that. And my goal is to to get out of debt, at least credit card debt. That's what you're going to be doing here. So we did the power down here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run a report, a get out of debt report.
So just to simplify it, I want to kind of repeat it back and put it to kind of Jeremy E's, just kind of dumb it down a little. So what we're doing is once we pay something off, right, and it was $20 a month. Now it's paid off. We're taking that $20 a month, and we're adding that towards the minimum payment on the other card, right? Delay.
Nope, sorry. Are you talking to me?
Yes, I hear.
Sorry.
So what we're doing is, okay, let's say you got one on here, it's 35 is the monthly payment. You got another on here, 35 is the monthly payment. Boom, we wipe out Capital One. It's done. It's paid for. So that powering is, we're taking that 35 that we used to send to Cap One, and we're adding that to the 35 to Credit One now, right? Is that the power down? Is that the acceleration?
That's the power down. That's the power down, otherwise known as snowball. Here is why I can tell you this. Can you hear me okay, Jeremy? I
hear you just fine, my friend.
Oh, were you messing? Were you doing? It looked like you were talking, but you weren't saying anything. Oh, you know what it is?
I used to have a teacher who had a hearing aid back in high school.
This is too funny.
I would sit in his class, and we'd all go. We'd go, excuse me, it was Father Bame. I was an all-guy Catholic school, so I'd go, Father Bame, well, and he'd start hitting his hearing aid. I'm probably going to hell. Basically, is the long story short.
This guy, oh my goodness, is so funny because I'm looking at you, right? But because I have the Money Mastery screen up and sharing the screen,
right?
I'm turning to my left. As if I'm watching.
Oh, you're seeing the delay.
15-second delay. So the entire thing was throwing me off. So I apologize. I shouldn't have been doing that. But
that's fantastic.
To answer your question, yes. So here's the thing, guys. There are multiple different ways of doing debt reduction strategies. I talk to a lot of clients about this. Here are the truths. Okay, you have snowball effect. Snowball, power down. The same thing. It's same model as. You're taking the minimum payments, the payments, towards us. You're making the minimum payments on all your debt obligations, but you're not allocating funds and paying off a certain account first based on ranking priority. And then what you do is you take those funds, and now you take that additional minimum payment, you power it down to the next one, you get that paid off. Now you take that minimum payment, you power it down to the next one, and you're sitting there, and instead of going, oh, I paid this off, now I have an additional $35 to now spend on things that don't make sense.
Right.
You're taking that additional $35 towards the next debt to then escalate and pay that off faster.
That's great.
Now, the way that you can set this up, and I'll show you guys here just real quick, this area here, this is based off ranking, right? I just did this to make this simple. I could, because it's so close, I'm leaving them together. But you could switch this to have the least balance first, or you could do cascading, which I know Jeremy's fond of cascading, which you focus on higher interest rate first. Both make sense, okay? They really do. Both, if you're diligent and you follow a budget and debt reduction plan, you are doing better than 95% of the nation, okay? Literally, that much better, especially if being disciplined to do it.
Those of you watching this, do you think you can do this? I mean, I see you guys typing in the room. You're asking questions and things like that. You're hanging in here. We're 40 minutes into this thing. This topic, you're on a Wednesday night. If you're in Minnesota, it's Arctic. You guys are awesome hanging in here. Do you think that this is valuable? Do you think this is something in the new year that you yourselves can do? You can discipline yourself. You focus on the one card, and you're making your minimum payments across the board. And when that's paid off, you're taking that difference and you're powering it down. You're doing what Jared's talking about. I want to see some chat here in the comments section. Do you guys think that this is something that you, as members of the free credit repair advice group, do you buy into this? Do you think that this is something you can really do? I'm just anxious to see some comments.
Yeah, let's wait for that. I want to hear the comments, because I know that what we're doing here is more technical, and it's probably not the most fun to watch. It's not like us bad credit ideas where we ate hot peppers.
Oh, we got a new one coming up, you guys, by the way. Check the upcoming events. If you liked us eating hot peppers, I found us a hot sauce that's 1.4 million heat units, Scoville heat units. To put it in comparison, a jalapeno is 5,000. So we're going to do bad ideas too. The worsening. It's like a sequel.
It's the worsening. It's definitely the worsening.
The battering. You thought it was bad before? Now it's even badder. We'll let you get back into it, Jared. But yeah, if you guys are watching,
let me know what people are saying. I want to make this as simple as possible, and this is why I want you guys to refer back to it, because don't get me wrong, tackling this on your own can be a little daunting. This is why people don't do it, okay? But I'm telling you, you can do it. You can do it. It's not that's not that hard. The key thing is finding the right platforms that you'll actually use and sticking to it, so that's important. But what we're doing here, I'm going to run a report quick. So I go here to get out of debt report, right? We had an accelerated of 322. Actually, you know what? Just doing the power down method alone, not even 322 per month in debt accelerator that we're going to allocate towards debt reduction. I'm going to run this report. 322. Actually, you know what? Just doing the power down method. 1 second, it's running. Now I'm going to have to share this screen, okay? So I'm going to expand this on a separate screen, so I got to share it. So 1 second, please.
Sure, just while you're doing that, we got a lot of people piping in. Yeah, they're going to do this. Even Tiffany, one of our mods, is saying, I need to do this myself. I'm going to make a resolution to get a budget together. Sarah says, I'm on it. Can't wait. Susan says, we have sound now, which is always a good thing. Gina says, it looks easy to use. Gina, it is so easy to use. I can use this, Gina. That should tell you how easy this is to use. I can actually use this software. Individual items from Walmart, yeah, it's really simple to use. So yeah, Jared, people are loving it. They're
awesome.
They're sold on this idea.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, I'm making this bigger so that way you guys can see it. All right, I'm gonna make this. I'm zooming in so you guys can see it. I'm gonna wait for it to show up on the delay. All right, cool. It's showing up on the delay. All right, guys. So we have Capital One credit card, $916, $35. Power down on this is 0 because it's the first one at 21% interest. Total number of minimum payments is 36. Estimated payoff date just by making the minimum payments alone is 12/27/2020. So guys, this should be a huge eye-opener for you right now. This is why we preach making sure that you don't get yourself in a position where you over-leverage credit and get into too much debt that you can't get out of, okay? It's very easy to do. Look at this. Making $35 a month towards a $916 balance is going to take 36 monthly payments to pay off. This is crazy, okay? But here's the thing. So now we get that paid off, right? 12/27/2020. We're now taking that $35 to power down. So $896, $35.35, power down. Now we brought that down to 11/27/2020. So look, we've got that down. Fingerhut. So guys, keep in mind, I apologize. Because you're always making the minimum payments, that's why these total number of payments are going to change.
Right.
Because as soon as we can switch this over, this gets paid off in 35 payments instead of 36. Now you have Fingerhut that was $1,496 at 117. Power down is now 70 because we've taken these two over here. Now this gets paid off in 15 payments. Then we have, I apologize, Wells Fargo. We're leaving that alone, so that remains the same. I apologize here.
Yeah.
But I want to show you guys something cool. I'm just going through this really quickly, and I think I messed up on this. I have to flip them around. But all those numbers are the same. The total number of payments are the same. I just have to switch the ranking of this so it makes sense.
Right.
But guys, check this out. Original debt is $27,938. This includes the auto loan. Now, standard being debt-free without doing any sort of accelerated payment except for power down, we're looking at 9.42 years of getting out of debt, okay, just based on these numbers here. Now, if you use the power down, that's all it is taking those minimum payments. It shortens that from 9.42 to 8.01. So basically 9.5 years to 8 years.
1.4 years.
That's
of
huge.
Not shelling out $574.99 a month.
This is simple math, right? Now,
wow,
this is powerful, honestly. It really is, because a lot of people they've never put this to paper like this. They don't understand that if I just simply follow a plan, the difference this can make. Now, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm getting
I got it real quick. This is amazing. $574.99 times that. That is, you're going to save $8,000.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
$8,730. Unreal.
All right, 1 second here. I'm running another report.
Does this make sense to you guys?
Using the 322. So this is now saying we've gone through. We have found where you're overspending.
Right.
We're not going to cut it out completely, but we're going to be realistic in placing certain budgeting amounts towards certain expenses to stay within reason and not overspending, so we can work on lasting, sustained change. And now we have found $322 that we can use towards debt acceleration, okay? So I'm going to run this report.
This is the stuff, you guys, this is stuff you can literally start after this video is done. There's nothing stopping you from starting this right away.
You guys ready to be blown away?
By the way, for everyone who isn't aware yet, this is Rick, one of our Credilife coaches. Rick, you got to check that. He's coming in for a little wet the whistle. Check this out, Rick. He's going to absolutely blow your mind with this report.
All right, guys. I have to just find. I have to share the separate screen. I apologize. All this wonderful share screen. Sorry, share screen technology here. All right, cool.
This is pretty good champagne.
Let me just make sure this pops up. 1 second for the delay. Just waiting for it. Oh, I see Rick back there.
Yeah, Rick's here.
Okay, cool.
How did you see him?
All right.
He's got eyes where you.
And there it is, guys. Okay. I wish I could. I'm excited, actually. I get geek out by this. Okay, remember, guys, just by making the minimum payments alone.
Minimum payments.
Was 9.42 years to get out of debt. We are now using the power down snowball effect coupled with debt acceleration because we have been strict. We have found the over expenses or overpaying, paying too much in certain things that you don't need to be paying your Starbucks, all that. So we have found $322. You are debt free in 3.75 years.
That's 6 years
debt
faster.
Free. Look at this.
6
Savings
years.
balance. Literally $60,985. That's simply because I put now using those funds towards savings. And with an estimate of 65 and you retire, that doesn't include investments, nothing. We're going to go over short-term, long-term savings and all that. All this includes is that $322 plus a minimum payment of $574.99 of what you were paying. Now you're putting towards savings, and you've now accumulated close to $61,000 in additional savings by the time you retire, on top of getting out of debt instead of 9.42 years, spending $47,901. You're getting out of debt in 3.75 years. This includes your auto loan at $35,694. So you've saved a ton of money in interest, and now you've put money away towards savings.
So you literally saved, let me get this right. So you've literally saved $60,985.49.
Yes, in savings. So if you work this.
Amazing.
And now guys, keep in mind, this is based off your current debt obligations, right?
So you could still go out to eat as long as you're good with the dollar menu. You get 60,985.49 cheeseburgers over a 6-year period.
Exactly.
That's a lot of cheeseburgers.
Now, guys, I know when you see these numbers, it's like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. That's amazing. The reality is, this is 100% achievable. You want to know why people don't ever get to this level or do this?
Because they're stupid.
They're bombarded daily with easier and easier ways to purchase things. Amazon Prime, you're getting blasted with, Pizza Hut and Papa John's coupons. You're getting, oh, hey, come over here today. We're having this deal, whatever. We are consumers. That's why they call us that. We consume. Now, what you need to figure out, and this is what I was preaching up before, and we're going to get into part 3. We're going to get into short-term savings and long-term savings and how to bring all this together, and I'll show you all this different reports and all that. But I wanted to show you guys the power of just proper budgeting and debt reduction, what it means to you, and how quickly you can get out of debt. But I'm telling you guys, this is 100% achievable. But what you have to understand is you really have to start putting the tools in place to follow a plan. If you live day to day by looking at your bank account and seeing what balance is in there and that's what you have to spend, you're doing it wrong. If you live where you get paid and you pay your bills and you just spend what you have left, you're doing it wrong. You should literally have all this on auto play where you know where you're spending before you get paid. You know what's going out. That is the difference. That is the power. And when you do that, especially knowing that you're motivated by a goal, like you want to be approved for a mortgage, let me tell you this, the probability of you getting to that goal now just increased tremendously, because you're not only doing what it takes to improve your credit scores and your credit profile, you're doing what it takes to get yourself in a better financial position, which means you are going to be able to get to that mortgage. You're going to have a down payment ready, everything put in place, and you have the power. That is the difference.
What's Jared? We've had a few people asking in the group, what's something like this cost the software itself?
Okay, so the software itself is extremely cheap. It's $4.95 a month.
To save you $60,000 in 6 years of your life. Off of that. So you get 60,000 cheeseburgers. 0.41.
Phenomenal software, guys. It really is.
Unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. If you're not investing $5 a month in yourself, and by the way, we have no affiliation with this software. This isn't Credilife software. We make no money. We got nothing. This is the one we found that we like to recommend because of ease of use and because it's so feature intense, right, for our clients. If you're not willing to invest $5 a month in yourselves, do me a favor. And literally, you guys know me. I'm a tyrant. Unfollow the group, please. Please leave the group. If you're not willing to spend $5 to make your life, $60,000 cheese or 60,000 cheeseburgers better.
I agree.
Kayla says it's manageable. Gina says, is it an app or a program on the computer? It's a program, right? Or no,
it's an app too, guys. So check this out. So in order for you guys to put this together, you have to have a computer, tablet, laptop, whatever, to utilize the software. It's a website. But it comes with an app. Okay? What's nice is, one second, let me get out of here.
Okay.
And
we look horrible when we're large.
Whoa! Okay. I'm going to share my screen again.
There's a lot of bald guy right there in one screen here, dude.
1 second.
There's a lot of bald guy.
Excuse me. What I want to show you guys here real quick is track spending. So this is going to come with an app that allows you to track spending. Now, you want to do this through your phone. I mean, you could do it through your computer, but it's a little bit robust on your computer, and it's not really needed. But literally, all you have to do to add a transaction is you just put in what the category was, gas. I used cash, and I spent $25. Done. It automatically now added that towards that expense category. So now we start tracking our expenses based on the budget that we've created per month.
So if we're at the bar, drinking our Corbel champagne that we're drinking here, brought to you by, I'd love to say brought to you by Corbel. That would have meant it was free. But if we're at the bar, we tip our waitress $10. Does this have a way? Is there an app on your phone that folks, I'm not doing this to be pandering. I'm literally learning this as you are. Jared, is there an app on our phone that I could type in, just tip the waitress $10?
Yeah, so basically what you would do is the app on your phone, it's just Money Mastery. That's all it is. You just went, like you're saying, you went to the bar, right. Happy New Year's, we had fun. You pay your tab, you put in what it was, you tip $10. You could put in right there what it was, include the tip, everything. If for whatever reason someone paid for your tab, but you're throwing in tip, that's fine. Just put in there that it was add transaction. This category would be going out, okay, eating out. And I paid cash, $10, done deal. Now I'm using the computer right now, but this is how simple it is on the phone. You literally just open it, click it, this much, boom, 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 press enter, done. It automatically syncs with your budget, and you immediately start tracking your expenses based on the budget.
I saw it was credit and debit. So if I get a refund from the bottles of Corbel, I send in the rebate and I get $7 back. I get a little check for $7 to throw into my checking account. I can put that in there too then, like debit.
Yep, you can do all that.
From the Corbel champagne.
The nice thing about the transaction, guys, is if you're also tracking income, outside of just your standard income, you can use this. But what's nice is this all plays a big role in your savings, retirement, all that. Now, what I have here, guys, I apologize. Savings, all that's included. Now, retirement's a little bit different. This is included in the more expensive plan. It is $19.95 a month to have this. But in all reality, guys, I'm being real with you. All you need is spending, savings, debts. That's it.
You don't need that.
These three right here, and track spending, that's included. That's what you need. Don't
piss the $15 away. Use it to pay down your cards and spend $5 and have a good budget.
Don't get me wrong. This is an amazing app. It really is. But I would start out at the $4.95 a month just because it's very reasonable. Obviously, it's so cheap, and it's easier to get started. You know, that's a big reason why, for me, you know, Jeremy and I have gone back and forth on this, even though he's still learning the software. You know, right now in the office,
I'm not a budget guy typically.
I'm the one that does this in our office for our clients right now, and we're continuing to build this out. We are a financial wellness company, so we're going to continue to roll out additional services that help people in their overall financial well-being. But this is one of the things that we're doing, and so
that's great.
You know, the nice thing I like about this is it's very user-friendly. Once you learn it, it's very easy to use. Once you get the proper guidance in how to develop your budget, once again, this is very easy to implement, and it's cheap. All that means, to me, a better chance of you to succeed in sticking with this budget and debt reduction plan. You know, you don't want to get crazy. Now, here's another thing, too. We had a few people in the office, actually, today ask me when I was going through this. You know, we have some new employees that just started with us. Kaylee, if you're watching, welcome aboard. I know it's been a few weeks, but you're doing a great job already. Anyone that's a Credilife client.
Don't tell her that.
Kaylee is in our billing department, our new addition in the billing department. But, you know, she was asking me about this, and she's like, well, you know, how does this work and all that stuff. But, you know, you want it to be something that this is why I like snowball effect. You know, when you focus on something, the human nature, we like to accomplish things. And when you do the snowball effect, which means you focus on lower balance accounts first, when you start seeing the success and you paid something off, your motivation to continue is higher. I feel the exact same way about this app because it's so user friendly. It allows us to use it and it's simple. But what I was going to say before is a lot of people brought up, well, what about Mint, or what about this? You know, Wells Fargo has this, or you know, my app has that. Here's the thing. Yeah, a lot of apps out there like Wells Fargo and even Bank of the West and other things have spending tracking in there. The issue is they don't have this type of robust reporting or even planning. And also, too, when you see categories that they've automatically placed things into, it's a very general source of categories. Right. In order to be successful here, if you see in spending again, guys, if we go into spending and we see all these columns, look at all these columns in here. This doesn't even include the additional columns that you can add based on things that are in here that you have. It goes on and on. This is how detailed you really should be when it comes to budgeting. Now, I'm helping you guys get a start to it and get a feel for it, but that's why you want to use something like this. It allows you the flexibility to be really precise. Gifts. How many people wished this year they would have budgeted and planned for gifts a year ago? Ton of people.
That's
put in your budget. You know what I mean? Like all sorts of stuff, you know, and also when we talk about short-term and long-term savings, how many people were driving to work and had a flat tire and didn't have enough money to pay for that flat tire because they didn't budget towards the flat tire fund? This is what I'm talking about. This is what's so great about these type of things is you can really start putting money away into certain areas and you will stop living your life where you open up and you look at your bank account and go, oh, I have $485. I just paid my bills so far. Hey, I'm going to go out tonight. You know what I mean? Like you want to look at every single month and every single week knowing where your money's going. That's the difference.
Excellent, excellent. This is an amazing, powerful tool. I think all of our clients can use it. All of our members. You don't have to be a Credilife client. You don't have to be, spending money with us to do this. To do this yourself, it's available for you. I want to field some questions. Does anyone out there watching have any questions? Questions about the Money Mastery program? Questions about budgeting, or any credit questions that we may not have answered for you here? We are here to do this. This is about New Year's. This is about our resolutions. This is about making 2018 even better financially, even better from a credit standpoint than it was in 2017. If you've got any questions, go ahead and type them out. put them up here. We've got our moderators, we've got our administrators, we've got our coaches, we've got everybody on tonight watching. It's been a very technical evening, and a lot of you who are going to be watching this replay on Credit TV, on our YouTube channel, it's very technical, but this is the time. Reach out, ask us any questions that you might have. We can enjoy a little bit of a New Year's libation while you come up with your questions. Let's see. Just looking through, Rick said, being able to change the interest rate as it relates to debt management, it's huge. It really is. That's a massive thing. John, yep, money mastery. This is what it is. All right, Mathers, can you go back? I did not understand where the difference of $322 came from.
Okay, so what that was, I can just explain it because I just took off all the. I apologize. I just took off everything, but the share screen and all that. But
here we go. Hold on a second. He will explain. I love the new toy. I'm sorry, I just have to do this.
You know that you can just do text.
I refuse to accept that. Wait, and then watch this. There. Oh wait, no, I'm.
Oh, okay,
anyway, go ahead. I'm just
explain it. I'm just kidding.
I'm just being stupid.
So,
right.
No, what that was, to kind of recap that, in part one that I did here last Saturday evening, what I did and showed you guys is how to go back and take a look at your bank statements, take a look at any receipts, anything that you may have, primarily bank statements because most of us operate off, cash and debit cards and credit cards. But what you want to do specific to bank statements is you want to identify your different expense categories. So if you look in our free credit repair advice under the file section, you'll see a Credilife money mastery or budgeting money worksheet in there. That is a general introduction to budgeting for you guys to go through and look at the different sections and category expenses and start looking at where's my money going and putting it to paper, right? Then what you want to do is you want to identify areas that you're overspending. Because like I brought up before, there are so many people that are overspending in areas that they don't fully realize because they're not tracking it daily. And that's what we're looking for. Now, in this situation of the person that I was using, just through overeating, overspending, things like that, we were able to find $322 that we were able to cut back and cut out and then include as what we call debt accelerator. And really, it's just additional cash flow that we can allocate towards strategic debt reduction. So what you do is you go into the strategic debt reduction plan under debts in the app. And what you're doing is you're running a report to see that on top of the power down, if I was to include an additional $322 a month towards my debts, how quickly can I get out of debt? And what does that mean? And that's what it was able to put together is, I think it was 9.42 years, was able to drop down to 3.75 with an additional of over $60,000 in savings by doing that alone.
Cool. Any other questions that you guys have, either regarding the money mastery, the budgeting, or even general questions that you've got about credit going into this new year for your resolutions? How many of you have made a New Year's resolution already? For those of you who have, how many of you have a New Year's resolution that regards credit or that relates to improving your credit, getting out of debt, being in a better financial position in 2018 than you were in 2017? Any of you out there? I know we've got a little bit of a delay, so that's always kind of fun.
You have to wait a little bit.
Tiffany asks how much of that bottle is left to me. I don't know if you can quite see it.
Holy smokes!
I'll tell you one thing. The wife is obviously watching because she's calling.
Let everyone watch so you can see the difference. I'm still basically full.
This is Jeremy.
Huge difference.
What's wrong, baby? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's like when you've got toddlers. Hold on one second.
Oh, he's taking his call.
I'm gonna wrap things up.
Well, he's on the Facebook Live. Guys, I apologize. I can't see. I'm not moderating the chat, so I apologize. But the biggest thing that I want you guys to understand, just a quick recap again. If you go to the video section, you'll see part 1 to the Budgeting 101 3-part series. That's helping you guys identify expenses, how to put together your initial general budget onto a sheet through the Credilife budgeting worksheet that we put together for you for free. Then this part 2 is when we're really getting into it. We're utilizing the Money Mastery app to now really figure out where we want our budget to be specific to different categories, as well as then creating a strategic debt reduction plan and how quickly we can get out of debt and how we want to go about doing it, what it means on paper and savings, and how quickly we can get out of debt. And on top of that, it's a realization that we saw there too of knowing, a 13.6% interest rate on an auto loan, what the difference was between going 13.6 to 4% in savings. It was like $18,000. Those are the type of things that are very nice to be able to run through these different scenarios. But part 3, which is 1 week from today at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're now going to then go through short-term and long-term savings, how we implement that into the budget, and then we're going to recreate a realistic budget that includes all that. And I'll show you what that looks like, how to work it, and then once again, how to track expenses daily. So then after that, you guys can start implementing this into your everyday life and go into 2018 with a bang and really figure your finances out.
A couple quick things. I am able to monitor. So we've got Susan says, I want to create a budget. My life's so up in the air. I don't know how to do this right now. Basically, I said, you can do this. You can do it, Susan. Just you work with what you got. You play the cards that you're dealt and roll with it from there. Renee says, hey, this has been both informative and helpful. Renee, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
We are here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. with a different topic. If you guys have any suggestions or requests for topics too, by all means, I'm scheduling up this next year here out for the first few months. Please reach out, let us know. But we're happy to have you. Happy to have you as Credit TV viewers. Happy to have you as Free Credit Repair Advice members. Sarah says, me house property, shopping, vacation, credit score is 725, going for 750 plus. That's the thing. The Free Credit Repair Advice group is not just for people who are going, okay, my credit's bad, I need to raise it. You know what?
It's everything.
Bad can be fair. Fair can be good. Good can be great. Great can be exceptional. There's always progress you can make. Renee said, end at 17, took a crash, so I'm looking forward to climbing out of the hole. Hey, it happens to everybody. Now, I wouldn't say the best of us, wouldn't say the worst of us. Happens to everyone. We all run into the same challenges in life. Life happens. You can't predict medical. You can't predict job change. You can't predict, your car deciding not to work tomorrow morning because it's 18 below zero. You can't predict these things. But what you can do is roll with them, and that's what we're here to do to help you with. Sarah says, I can do it because of you guys. Your generosity and knowledge is unreal. Thank you, guys. Sarah, thank you. Thank you for being a member. The thing is, a lot of times we'll compare working, the work that we do here in this group. I always say it's like going to church. You know what I mean? You walk away from it afterwards, you feel really good about yourself. The way I look at my job, I speak for myself on this. Every time I do my job right, or every time I advise someone right, and Jared's heard this 1,000 times, every time I do this right, a kid gets a backyard to play in. That's how I look at what I do for a living. I think Jared feels the same. We've got the same mission. Credilife has the same vision. It's about changing lives. It's about being a financial wellness company. It's not just credit repair. It's about improving everything around the clock, around the board for you to really just get everybody in a much better position.
Yep. Well, another thing, too, I want to jump in on that just real quick. I love what you just said there. So everyone knows, and I'm sure everyone does know, Jeremy created this group about a year ago. I've been doing this for many years. Jeremy's been doing this for many years, and we've always worked by referral. A lot of affiliates, loan officers, realtors, financial advisors refer us their clients to help them better their credit and financial situation, to go back to them for whatever specific goal that they had. Well, Jeremy, we've loved doing videos, social media, and all that. He came across, in all reality, I'm not going to name any names. He came across quite a few groups that are literally, it's appalling to me, the information being provided. Many people don't see me in the group as much. I know I'm in there, but I'm not the bulldog like Jeremy and all that. The reality is he does that because he's protecting you. I was literally appalled by the information being provided, and that just gave me more motivation to fully back this group. It's not the company. The group is not the company, but we endorse it, because I want everyone to have the opportunity to better their situation. Does retaining our services directly help you get to your goals faster? Of course it does. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do that. And there's certain people that financially, they're not in a position to do that. But if you can at least take these videos, budgeting, credit repair, credit building, just being proactive and taking that helpful information, this is real information. This is real help that will allow you to be proactive and at least tackling some of this on your own, okay? That's what it's all about, is giving you the tools to succeed. And if it makes sense to work with us, awesome. We want to help you. If it's something that you can't, great. It's all good. I love this as a tool that helps the masses. That's what I love about it the most. Is it's just phenomenal what Jeremy's built here. Rick has been a big part of it too. So many people, Chaz. Yep. It's crazy the information being provided.
Not to mention our moderators, man. Tiffany.
Oh, I love the moderators.
God bless you.
Yes.
Bo, Isaac, Russell, Jacob, Tito, Dopey, Sneezy, Doc, Bashful.
Danielle was once part of it. She was in the very beginning. She was awesome. She just had a baby.
Bigger and better things. She's got mamadom coming. She's gonna be a mama.
So, yeah, the mods are awesome, guys. I know I said that before. Our mods, Tiffany, Bo, Isaac, just Russell,
1,000
Jacob.
times what we pay them.
Oh my goodness! I wish I could pay them. Wish we could, but no, seriously, guys, they're amazing. They help just flow this information that's put out there. They help tag it. You guys should give them. I know you do already, but you should give them so much respect because they are making sure you're getting taken care of, and they're pointing you in the right direction.
You need to understand this. Everyone who's watching this, nobody who works on this group is being paid to do it.
Yep.
Nobody. It's all volunteer. When you see me on posting at 3 a.m, or even if I'm doing something psychotic like telling someone to drink bleach or posting a cat picture, we're not getting paid to do this. The group is the most bizarre experiment in happy accidents. It really is. Obviously, it was the right thing at the right place for the right people at the right time with the right people in it. And we've got moderators who do it because they honest to God love you. I'm a prick because I honest to God love you. Our coaches do this because they honest to God love you. Nobody's getting paid for this. It's really the most organic thing I've ever seen in the world. I run around joking saying, hey, I finally figured out social media, but the reality is it's not to do anything that's directly business related. It's really just to go out there and try to help people. And that's honestly what this thing is. It's a crazy, crazy experiment.
Well, cheers to that again. That was fun.
To the Free Credit Repair Advice Group.
Yes.
Footnotes. Okay. Free Credit Repair Advice Group. Invite your friends. We've grown through organic growth. If you have friends or family members that could use the type of advice that's here, it is a private group. They're not going to see what's going on in it. It's kind of funny. I always use, let's be honest, I use the strip club analogy. If two people bump into each other at the strip club, they're never going to tell anybody because they were both there. So it's the same type of thing. Invite people in. If they got credit issues, you think they can use it, they're not going to make fun of you. They're going to love the advice. They're going to love what's going on. Invite friends, invite family. And also, if you have not subscribed, if you have not liked and followed and subscribed to Credit TV on YouTube yet, please do so. It's CREDITV. You can just put it into Google. You'll find our channel. If you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. If you really like what Credilife's doing for you, Jared downplays what he is. He's the CEO of Credilife. Okay, guys, you got the CEO teaching you to budget tonight. That's kind of a big deal. All right. If you like what Credilife is doing in supporting this group is not Credilife, but Credilife supports it. If you appreciate what's happening, get on Yelp, get on Facebook, get on Yellow Pages, get on everywhere you can give us a little thumbs up, a 5-star rating, something like that. We love reviews. We love that kind of thing. If you haven't reviewed us on Yelp, if you haven't reviewed Credilife, Real Credit Solutions, as we're known in Minnesota, or Prosper Law Group, as we're also known, if you haven't looked those things up and given them reviews, we really would appreciate it. It means a lot to us when people give us a great review out there. Other than that, we're on next week for part 3 of the budgeting. That is on January 3rd, I believe it's Wednesday.
Yep, Wednesday, January 3rd. That's right. Yep.
7 p.m. Central Time. Other than that, I'm going to take my adieus. Had a wife call me panicking about not feeling well and about toddlers. You know how that goes. I am Jeremy Dysock, founder of this experiment we call the Free Credit Repair Advice Group, senior at Credilife, credit improvement coach, financial wellness company, FICO certified, and all those neat little things that hang on the wall. I'm going to throw it to you, Jared, for the formal sign off. I thank you for all the opportunities you've given me this year, my brother. And here's to an amazing and unprecedented 2018.
I'm excited. Thank you. I'm excited for all our members. I really am, guys. Thank you so much for being on here tonight. I look forward to next week. And yeah, just keep asking questions, keep pushing, and don't ever feel overwhelmed. It's all about taking it one step at a time and creating a plan. If you create a plan and you can make an informed decision, you're now increasing your chances of success, and you've increased them to almost certainty when you do it that way. Okay, guys? So thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Good night, Tiff. And to answer your question, empty.
Oh, empty. Jeez. All right. See you guys.